Welcome back to 5 Minutes Till Done. My name is Josh Pruitt, and today we're going to talk about some study and work habits that you can incorporate into your student life in order to help prevent procrastination and stay on top of your work. So some things that we're going to cover are using a planner, making to-do lists, and eliminating distractions from your workflow. So getting into it, let's start off with using a planner. So having a planner is really going to help you keep track of your workflow. This is a planner that I use for my classes and keep track of everything. So I mark the days off as they go by. This really isn't up to date, to be honest, but I write down everything that I have to do and the date that it's due on. So as I get stuff completed, I can cross it off, or just if the day goes by, put a big X through it. Sometimes days go by and I don't get done what I need to get done. But that's basically what I use my planner for. I personally prefer a hard copy, but if you want to, you can use like a digital calendar, like Google Calendars or something. I know a lot of people like to do it that way. So it also allows you to prioritize what you need to get done, because obviously you're going to need to get done the things that are sooner on your calendar rather than stuff that is due later. And so you can get that stuff done first. So moving on, next up we have to-do lists. So if you're like me, one of the hardest things to do is get started, because oftentimes when I sit down to do work, I don't know where to start. I don't really want to do any of it to begin with, and so making a to-do list is going to help you get started and get your workflow going, and then once you're going, it's a lot easier to see progress. So I have a to-do list over here, and so with your to-do list, you can also prioritize things, because you can write down like times or things that stuff's due. So I can say like, okay, this is due, well, today, but something down here might not be due until like October 31st, for example. Let's just say that. And so as I get things finished, I can cross them off the list like that. Well, yeah. And so this will allow me to keep track of my progress as I'm getting through the day's work or things that I have to do over time. You can make a to-do list just for today, or you can make one for like your whole week, even your month. And as you get things done, you can just kind of cross them off, and you can add to it if you need to. And so this will basically allow you to see progress in your work, because oftentimes when we feel like we have an endless amount of work, we get demotivated to do any of it. So here you can see everything that you have to do and how much you've got done. So coming back to it, another way you can make your to-do list is honestly in your planner. So like I have a little notes section over here, and sometimes I'll make a to-do list on that. And so this way I can kind of cross-reference everything that I have in my planner with things that I have in my notes. So moving on from that, next up we have eliminating distractions. So oftentimes it's really easy to think that we can sit and have a conversation and do our work, or watch a TV show or a movie or something, and really that's not going to help you get through your work as easily as you think it would, even though it's a lot more entertaining and you're not bored the entire time. If you actually just eliminate all of the distractions that could possibly pull your mind away from your work, you're going to get through your work a lot faster and a lot easier, and it's going to turn out better. So one thing that a lot of people do is like to go to a quiet place like their room or one of the study rooms in the library, for example. But you don't really have to do that. Like, for example, if you like to listen to music while you're working, you can jam out to music. And if that helps you get through your workflow, then so be it, as long as it's not distracting you or pulling yourself away from it. So oftentimes good music to listen to would be like classical music or just anything without lyrics, so your mind isn't like thinking about that instead. Another thing is to practice self-discipline here, because oftentimes it's really easy to just not do any of that and think that you can get it done anyway. But it's really about just cracking down on yourself and forcing yourself to get done what you need to get done. So I hope you guys learned something today. My name is Josh Pruitt. I'll see you guys next time on 5 Minutes Till Done.